Hey everyone, Howler 58 here. I'm back on the trail for pre-hike number 6. I am in North Georgia at the Unicoi Gap. I'm about 10 miles from Helen, Georgia. Helen, Georgia is a quaint little town. It's modeled after a Bavarian or German village. It's known for its Oktoberfest festivals, and I've been there. They've got great food and great beer. Today's hike is going to be about 8 hours. I don't have a specific destination. I'm going to hike for 8 hours, 4 out and 4 back. The elevations here are not extreme. I think the highest I'll go is about 4,200 feet above sea level. The temperature today is in the low 30s, but it's supposed to reach as high as 55 with sunshine all day. So it's going to be a great day for a hike. I anticipate taking off all the layers I have on, probably right down to my t-shirt, which is great. I've been hiking in fairly cold and wet weather last few weeks, and I'm looking forward to this. So thanks for joining me, and let's go.
I think at the beginning of my video I said that I was probably going to end up in a t-shirt, and it wasn't maybe 45 minutes in where I stopped and took off the rain jacket, put my pack back on, went another quarter mile maybe, stopped, took off my backpack, took off my fleece and my beanie and my gloves, put them away, and I've even taken the bottom half of my convertible hiking pants off. So I am hiking in shorts and a t-shirt, and it's end of January. So last check on my thermometer on my watch, it was 45 degrees, and the sun is out, very clear. I guess this is one of those perfect hike days. I guess we don't get too many of those, but I'll take this one. Coming out of Unicoi Gap, southbound, it's quite steep. It's about 4,000 feet to the top of the gap, and the beginning is quite rocky. And as you proceed south, out of the gap, starts to smooth out. When I hit about 3,600 feet, there's still some melting snow on the ground, a little slick, but no big deal. A couple of blowdowns. As a matter of fact, the last stop I made, I was taking my shorts, converting to my shorts, and I heard this loud creaking and rushing about 50 feet behind me, and I froze. I turned, thinking the worst. No, it wasn't a bear. It wasn't even an animal. It was a tree falling. I mean, it was amazing. I mean, what are the chances in your lifetime you're going to be walking through the woods and a tree falls 50 feet away from you? It does make a noise when there's someone to hear it, because it made a noise. Yeah, frightened me some, but I thought it was kind of cool. That was one of those moments when you wish you had your camera on and pointed in that direction, but still kind of awesome. I'm on a bit of a ridge right now, so it's flattened out some. You know, I just wanted to take a minute to thank everybody for their support on YouTube, all the subscribers and those who have viewed my videos. I appreciate the comments. I really appreciate the critique and the kind criticisms that I've gotten. Haven't gotten too many, mainly about loud music and length of my intros. And I can promise you that's going to change, because I'm not going to be doing any 20-minute videos on the trail. It takes up too much time and too much memory. I think I'll probably max my videos out at 4 to 5 minutes. I'm taking 160 gigs of memory in my phone and in 2 drives, so I'll have plenty of memory. It's just the amount of time it takes to film, edit, and upload. And I don't want filming videos and editing videos to become you know, a priority in my hike. That's not why I'm doing this. So they will be shorter. They will be probably pretty raw, pretty real time. There'll be mistakes. I'm not going to be doing too much editing, and probably no music at all, which is okay with me. And it just, I guess it gives it some cinematic effect. I'm just playing around right now. So, well, I'm at the top of somewhere, 3,800 feet. Right now, there's a campsite right here. It's really nice. I mean, it's right on top of this mountain because it goes down both ways. And really pretty. I'm not sure where it's at. But thanks, folks. Thanks for going on this hike with me. And I hope that I've been able to share at least a couple things that will help those who are thinking about an AT hike. You know, take whatever you can from my videos. I've actually listened to a few of my subscribers' comments, and I've actually made a couple changes in my gear just in the last 2 weeks. So, and I'll talk about that later. But this is great. I love it, and it's perfect up here. The sun's behind me. I don't want to blind you, but you can see it's a clear day. There's hardly any clouds, and it's beautiful out here. For some reason, every time I get in cold weather, my nose runs. I don't know why. It just does. I brought some help. All right, folks, I'm going to continue on here. Don't know where I'm going yet, but I'm going to get there. All right, I'm at 3,220 feet right now. Coming down off that ridge. There's a lot of hikers out here today. I just got passed by a couple, and I passed a couple myself, and stopped at a shelter back there. It's the first shelter coming out of Unicoi Gap. I'm not sure the name right now. I'll include it later. But looks like there's a lot of section hikers out here, mostly northbound, it looks like. You know, the temperature, I was actually wrong. I thought it was 44 degrees, but my watch had slipped underneath my sleeve and was reading my body temperature as well. It's actually about 31 degrees right now, but I'm in shorts and a t-shirt, and I feel great. Anyway, don't know where I'm heading. I'm just heading south. And when I hit the 4-hour mark, I'm going to turn around. So, got the Z-Pack going on. It's working perfectly fine. No complaints. I mean, it's comfortable, lightweight. I weighed my pack today with 3 days of food. Everything, pretty much, I think everything I'm taking with me on the trail. I'm trying to pack out everything now on these pre-hikes. 24 pounds. And that includes 3 days of food and a liter of water. So I'm happy with that. I really am. I can probably take a few ounces off, and I may, but I'm real happy right now. I'm very comfortable. Very, very comfortable. So let's keep moving. Hey everybody, it's 12:05, and I've been hiking since about 8:30, and I'm going to turn around right here. I'm at, I believe, at Poplar Stamp Gap, or right near it. I'm at 3,200 feet above sea level. I've passed probably, I don't know, 8, 9 hikers this morning. Everybody's getting out, getting ready for the season, for the through hike season. There's some section hikers up here, some day hikers, but most everybody I've talked to said that they're doing what I'm doing. They're getting ready to go on the AT in March, end of February, beginning of March. So that's good. It's a little crowded. Right where I'm at right now, it's quite icy on the trail. So I'm gonna cut the camera off and pay attention to the ground below me. And I'm going to try to stop at a really nice looking camp spot on the way back and have some lunch. So far so good. Everything's working well. My body's working good. Feet feel good. Inserts I'm trying out, new inserts in my boots are doing very well. Of course, the pack is fantastic. And I feel good. Yeah, this particular section of the AT coming south out of Unicoi Gap is it's a little tough at first, the rocks, and a lot of ridge walking. And right now there's some areas that are pretty icy, but the trail is really clear. Just a couple of blowdowns. you know, of course, I'm heading north now. I'm heading back to my truck, and I'll be back going the same direction, you know, in a few weeks. So it's going to be somewhat familiar to me, so I know what to expect. And there's a lot of great camp spots along the way, northbound. I'm going to stop at one, I hope, here shortly. You know, all the sections I've hiked, whether it be south or northbound, I'm going to repeat those. So, you know, things will come back to me, and I know what to expect. I actually have been able to, you know, focus on some landmarks in my head, particular areas, you know, around like Southbound and, you know, Winding Stair Gap and even Unicoi. So I think psychologically that'll help me out a little bit. I'll have a little bit of an edge knowing what to expect. Of course, the weather will be a little different. Okay, on the way southbound this morning, I passed a really nice looking campground. It's about maybe 75 yards off the trail. There's a water source about 200 yards north, and it's very flat here. It's marked for camping. So I thought I'd come down here, just take a little bit of a break, rest my bones, get some water, get the pebbles out of my shoes, and have lunch. So I'll give you guys a look. Very flat. Very nice. Nice fire pit over here. Okay, I've got my external mic on because of the wind up here. I'm checking it out. I hope this works. As you can see, I've stopped into the camp area, and I've broken out the cook pots and the Tangia alcohol stove, and I've got that lit right now. It's been going on about 2.5, 3 minutes, and it's doing very good. They say if you put the Tangia stove in the very bottom of this collapsible firebox cook stove, you get the best heat and will boil the fastest. So I did that, and I think they're right. So I'm getting good heat. I put up some stones to block the wind, and yeah, we're gonna have a mountain house again. So I've got so many of those, I've just got to get them used up. I guess it's a good time to explain that to you. Okay, so I couldn't do much filming in that camp. I stopped for lunch. Had a mountain house and a cup of coffee. When I got to the camp, as I'm walking around checking it out, of course I start to notice garbage in the fire pit, around the fire pit. So I broke out my Ziploc garbage bag and spent 2 or 3 minutes just policing the area, picking up other people's garbage. And I'll tell you, it really upsets me. I started to talk about why I have so many mountain houses a couple of videos ago, and I started to do it up there at the campground, but the wind got too much. So about 1.5 years ago, I started getting into hiking and wanting to do the AT eventually. I started shopping around for freeze-dried foods and, you know, trail food. And I had seen on YouTube a couple of videos about mountain house. So I did some research, and I ended up buying 2 5-gallon buckets of the large size, 3 serving per bag mountain house meals. I got a pretty good deal on them, but I got so many I gotta get rid of them. So I mean, these big bags weigh about 6.4 ounces for the big 3 serving bag. So, I may take a couple with me just to use them up. Keep passing hikers, or they keep passing me, or going in the opposite direction. So, getting kind of busy out here. I guess it's gonna get a lot busier very soon. So, yeah, it is what it is. Everybody I met today was very friendly. Actually stopped to chat with me. I like to talk. And most of them were going north. Another thing that I mentioned, and I think it was the pre-hike to Wild was about foot care. And a friend of mine, who's a former Army Ranger, Green Beret, or both, I'm not sure, he was telling me, and he still is an avid backpacker, even though he's no longer in the military. He was telling me that when they got a mission where they had to do a lot of ground pounding, first thing they would do before they headed out was take a very small amount of petroleum jelly, Vaseline or whatever they could find, I suppose, and they would put a little bit, tiny film of that petroleum jelly between their toes, on the balls of their feet, and on the heel, a little bit on the heel. And then they would put on a nylon sock, like a dress sock, over that. And then they put their wool hiking boots on, and then they'd lace up their boots. And he said he never got blisters. And those guys, they humped a lot of miles. I'm sure a lot heavier packs than I'm carrying. So I tried it. Put a little Vaseline on between my toes, and on the bottom of my toes, ball of my feet, left the arch dry, and put on a dress sock, just a men's nylon dress sock. Put my wool socks over it, my darn toughs, put on my boots, and I haven't gotten any blisters yet, I can tell you that. So it seems to work for me. Kind of keeps your feet, I guess, lubricated, if nothing else. I mean, I guess that's the best word for it. Protects them, I guess, against water too, so some. It's just something I thought I'd pass on. Maybe some of you already do it or have done it, but I thought it was interesting that he shared that with me, so I'm sharing it with you now. Can you think of any place you'd rather be right now? I can't. It's starting to get a little cooler. I had to put my cleats back on. Not bad. Sun's still shining, but it's a little windy and it's a little cool. I cooled down when I stopped for lunch. I think that was what happened. Now I'm starting to warm up. I still got about 2 miles to go, so onward. Hey everyone, I decided to take a little side trail over to the Blue Mountain shelter, and it's not a bad shelter. It looks like it sleeps about 8. It tells you how many it sleeps in the AT guide. There's a water source just down the hill here. There's a privy right back there. Yeah, it's in pretty good shape. Nice fire pit, a little bit of garbage left, but I guess I'm gonna have to just deal with that. It bothers me, but I don't get it. But nice place. Oh, plenty of campsites around it, very flat. So if the shelter's full, this would be a good place to pitch a tent. I'm gonna keep that in mind because I do not want to stay in shelters unless I absolutely have to. I don't like being that close to somebody I don't know. It's just me. So I'm gonna take a drink of water, and I just took off that fleece. I'm getting hot again. It's beautiful up here. The sun's shining again. I think I just had to warm up because I'd stopped for about 40 minutes or so to eat my lunch. And boy, I ate too much. That's a 3-serving Mountain House meal, and it's almost 800 calories. That bag, I ate the whole thing. So, man, and rice, it kind of swells inside of you. So, okay, water and back on the trail.
Well, hey everyone, I'm back in Unicoi Gap. I'm back in my truck. I'm tired today. It's an interesting hike. This is pre-hike number 6, and it's in the books. So I checked the AT guide and I did about 12 miles today, which is about what I thought I'd do. I wasn't specifically looking for a destination today. I had an opportunity to hike on a Saturday, so I took it. And I was familiar with this trailhead, and I wanted to check it out, and I did. This is Georgia. It's interesting. There are quite a few um, boulder fields, rock fields on this particular section out of the gap. Um, Going southbound, I ran into a number of rocks, and it slowed me down some. I did get an opportunity to take lunch in a nice campsite. Um, did some trail maintenance, campsite maintenance, and I also got to check out Blue Mountain Shelter, which was nice. Pretty nice shelter. So I'm gonna head back, and I always treat myself to usually a steak dinner after a pre-hike. Gotta get the protein going on, and probably have a scotch and water. I may have a cigar. I don't know. So these are special occasions to me. So I sometimes go out of my way to pamper myself some. But anyway, I'm just about finished with my gear preview and shakedown. It may come out before this video, and if it does, then well, it does. I've just got to do a couple more things, and it will be out there. And then I may take one more hike before I go to Georgia, and at the end of February or the first week of March. And not sure where that's going to be yet. But this was fun, and I feel like I'm really in shape. I'm getting very, very comfortable. I'm starting to think about the hiking pattern I want to do on a daily basis and on a weekly basis, and I may discuss that with you, and hopefully I'll get some feedback from you on that. But the plan I'm thinking about will work for me based on my physical shape, my age, and the weight I'm carrying. So we'll see what happens. A lot of hikers getting out there now. It's becoming a little more crowded, more than I've seen yet. So that's okay. I accept that. These people are living their dreams too, and I'm happy for them, because I'm certainly going to be living mine here in about 4 weeks. So thanks again. Stay safe, stay warm, and I'll see you on the trail.